Sometimes, yeah, sometimes you just have to step up in ways that you
Yeah.
like, really? It's
No,
about coaching.
hold on. I gotta open that screen.
The questions about
Uh-huh. Yeah,
relating to
yeah,
coaching with you.
that's correct.
I
Yep.
did that.
Yeah, you put it in Telegram.
Yeah, I, I,
Cyn-
yeah.
Cynthia answered it in Telegram.
Okay, thanks, Sin. So I guess you could go first.
Oh, where was I before meeting Anais? You know, or our interactions.
Yeah, it's not so much about me. It's about where was I
Yeah.
before?
Where
I,
was I before and what is different now
yeah, right,
for me?
right.
Um, and for where I was before,
So, with no preambles, no qualifiers, could you just read what you wrote? Or, I mean, that would be nice. Just what did you write?
where I was, I had just had a major life change. I had I had moved and found out before I moved about Anais's co-creation class. Thought that would be a good thing to join because it would be helpful in going forward in my new life. Different and better now. My world shifted to another level, definitely new and expansive. I am in the conscious process of becoming whole, authentic, sovereign. More of my expanded self is present. I have more joy, happiness, and self love, more self confidence and understanding of myself and humanity, as well as creation. I ask the questions I need answers to, like what's really going on, and I get answers. There's invaluable information I don't know if I'd have access to otherwise. And the question about irritating, about your coaching, when a correction is a criticism given in a reactive way based on perceived faults or mistakes, which may or may not be true. And the, the second part of it, I'm I've reconsidered, and I don't consider that part of criticism. Okay, what I love about how you coach me, I love your generosity, humor, clarity, examples, and other points of view that I may not have thought of. You make it easy for me to engage and get it. All of that usually comes through with your coaching, and I appreciate the tough love, different from the, the above. The thing that about my growth, healing, and transformation goals for 2022. The thing that I know right now is I would love to Starfire. That is what I want to do.
Hey, thanks, Cynthia. So, the I'm asking you to do this exercise as future coaches. So you want to know what the intersection is, what's working for you and the person you're working with from their perspective, right? So, one of the really lovely things about getting to do this kind of work is opening that up, and you just sit still and let people just share what it is that they've experienced, because it's not about you as the coach. It's about what has happened for them that you might have been able to facilitate in a more timely, efficient, and possibly loving or tough love way. So this exercise is about helping you embody your coach, your teacher, and asking those questions and getting, responses to that is giving you an opportunity to just turn it around a little bit and keep turning it and turning it and looking at it and turning it. And that's helpful in finding out about where your weaknesses and strengths are as a coach. My temper is for sure a weakness. I got a temper. It's so much better. But, hey, I still got a temper and a really short fuse. So you want to be able to identify and get where somebody else is giving you the feedback. Oh, I could work more on that. Oh, that seems to be working okay. Okay, how can I do things differently? Am I willing to do things differently? Can I do things differently and still be me? Right? Because one of the most valuable gifts you can give to another human being as a coach is self-love and self-acceptance. No matter what. No matter what. Okay? That is a huge arps different from approval from someone else. It's just different. And it's one of the most empowering places a human being can be in. Self-love, self-acceptance, no matter what. And still be your authentic self. So that's the purpose of this exercise. And it's super helpful for me because I'm still doing my inner work. I don't know if you recognize that or not, but I am. Okay. Every day. Right? And there's some things that I know that are characteristics of mine that are not going to change a lot at this point in the game. They're just not. I curse a whole lot less, except with you guys, because you've heard me curse for so many years. It's like it really doesn't matter. But I don't do that much now, and I didn't use one curse word with Lorraine. I was so proud of myself. So you do want to know your strengths. You do want to know what someone else, how you're meeting them in a relationship where they feel they're not being served, or and you got to really take a close look at that word, because what's really going on there, and that's something you want to have a conversation about with that person. So we haven't even gotten to processes like onboarding, your first phone calls as you're setting up your practice, how you're talking to people, what your process is, how you have conversations with them about, well, this is how much this is what my offer is, and this is what you'll need to pay, right? You gotta move into those spaces, right? And that's a process. And it's easier to step into that process when you're answering these questions, because then you can turn it around and you can see yourself. How much time have you put in? How much life experience have you put in? What quality of life experience? How do you communicate that to another person? Right? It's like, yeah, I can help you open up your life. maybe I'm the right person for you, maybe I'm not, right? So that's a way of really beginning to look at the full circle of what the coaching dynamic is about, and also looking at you and like you're one of a kind. Good, bad, or ugly. You're one of a kind. So the goal of really self-acceptance and self-love is setting yourself squarely in that space and coming from here. Because you don't have to think about it anymore. You eliminate the Lucy football thing. And that's a goal. And so in that dynamic, you're both Lucy and you're both Charlie Brown. Oh, what do you do about that, right? So this is why I asked you these questions, because as we move forward, I'm going to be asking you, well, what's your offer? What is it that you're offering people? How do you talk to them about it? How do you listen? Right? There was a lot of quiet in that conversation that I had with the woman who volunteered to be a sponsor. A lot of quiet. Right? How do you listen for, hear, and see people's encryption? The energy underneath what they're saying. Because that's where the coaching happens. Because it's going to be extremely rare for you to have a person come to you who needs coaching, who doesn't have a disconnect between what comes out of their mouth and what's going on inside of them. That's what coaching is for. Coaching is to remove the disconnect, hopefully. So you want to be able to hear what they're actually saying with energy underneath what they say with their mouths, what they say with their social conditioning, what they say with their scholastic upbringing or lack thereof, what they say from their racial biases, if they have any, what they say from their wounding of feminine energy, what they say from their wounding of masculine energy, what they say from that space of separation with all its various levels, right? You want to listen for that, and in the quality of attention you give to that listening pops corks. You can hear the champagne corks popping. Boom, ping, pow, pop. What is that when that happens? That is that person tapping in to their deepest, most sovereign, authentic self that says, I recognize this moment and I'm going to say yes to it, because this is the me that I want to live from the center of. Okay? All right. Thank you, Cynthia. Okay, who's next?
So I'll go just in following. I don't have it written down, but I recognize that one of the places I was before, like there are a couple renditions of my work with you, Anais. So I'm going to, the second phase happened right after I had broken my ankle. And there was a revelation for me in that time of when I went up in that helicopter ride, of recognizing, thinking that I knew this park and this place, and recognizing that I only knew this much of the vastness of what there was. And even though, you know, I'd spent my life working there, that it was that revelation that how little I know, and that what was beyond it was so amazing and beautiful. And so the reconnecting with you was also stepping into this revelation again of that there's so much more beyond what I know at all. And so it was a doorway into, okay, what is this that I don't know? One of the things that comes up for me in the teachings, and I recognize it as part of myself here too, is that there's a lot of times where information is given that I go into my place of thinking that I need to know it beforehand. There are terms that are used or understandings that, I realize that I don't really know what's being talked about or the why. Why are angels bad? I don't know, but I hear it talking about all the time. Why is, there's some terms that are used in letters that, the ARPs I know now, but there are a lot of things that, and I'll go through and I'll just pretend that I know because that's what, rather than really stopping and going through. But sometimes there are things that are taught that there's an assumption that we're all on the same page, and I'm not. So that's one of the things that's a challenge for me sometimes in the coaching or instruction. But again, I acknowledge that part of that is me in my patterns of not stepping up when I don't know, because I always want to know before I know. There's an aspect of myself that I'm aware that I feel like I have to know before I try things. And there was something else here. What was it? So different, and what's different and better for me is, again, the asking deeper. You help me ask those questions more deeply of what is really going on. Just that reminder. And I also know that there's a trusting myself on a different level, resting into my authenticity, a strengthening that has happened through my work with you, that I've come to a place of trusting that other levels of myself. And part of that, I see that as directly connected with my work with you. And the confidence to confront. I think I ran away from confrontation more in my past, and that I'm stronger at standing in that place of, I'll share a story with an interaction with my neighbor who was stealing my firewood the other day. And what was one of the other questions? Oh, I can't find the questions now, but those are some of the things I'll share. I'll find the questions in the homework assignment and review it at another time.
Thank you. Yeah, we have, like 3 more days together. So if you're feeling not prepared for this today, you have until the end of class to be prepared. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. This is really important. And I've tried to explain to you why it's important.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that helps you.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the things for me is that I've not totally stepped into the place of thinking myself that I'm moving towards being a coach, but it's something that I kind of automatically do with people all the time, and so it's this baby step of, okay, if I were, what would that be? And imagining that, because, and I recognize that that's another thing with the stepping into working with you, is like there's a bigger picture out there that I feel like you have a bigger sense of. And I know I have a sense of the things coming together. I'm aware of the weave of things, and that I might not see what the whole basket is right now, but I know that all these little parts are an important part of the total weave. And so just being present for that is where I'm at. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Now, here's why I think that's another really important element of this conversation. Because coaching has become a profession.
Mhm.
I'm now in circles with people who are paid multiple thousands of dollars for 1 hour of coaching. Why? Because they looked in the mirror and saw they were wearing a t-shirt that said, I am a natural coach, and if there's something else you want to add there, you add it. I am a certified coach. I am a certified blah, blah. I mean, really, right? Because the system that we're still living in is going to look for that little thing, that little codicil over I am a blah, 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 right? So when you step into your own authenticity and you recognize, like, Jackie, oh, I'm already doing this. I've been doing this. I like doing this. I enjoy it.
Mhm.
I'm not getting paid $1,000 an hour. Okay, next question. Is that something that I need or want? If I were to decide consciously, what would be the value to me of earning $1,000 or more an hour right now in today's economy where the price of inflation just went up 7%? That means you're paying 10% more per week on your usual grocery bill and your gasoline. Does that not matter to you? Matters to me. Right? If I ask that question, what's the value to me? The value to me is I can do more coaching, and I can do it better and more effectively with more people. That has value to me. And from working with various people, including you guys, like people that I work for 2 coaching sessions, it's people you guys, we're going on 30 years. I mean, it's crazy, right? I see the value to you, to me, and I see the value in the difference that you make to the world by how you choose to be in it and how you've been able to choose to be in it. And coaching is just a C word. You know? Don't get hung up. It's about the encryption. What's under your C word?
Mhm.
And if you claim the C word and you put that little codicil at the end, I am certified like Anastasia in, cranial sacral therapy. I am certified in bioenergetics. I am a licensed massage therapist. I am a trained doula. Okay? When you come from the era BC, which is for before coaching and before COVID, you know, people were coaching at the kitchen table over a piece of apple pie. Things have changed. So it's allowing yourself to be present in the now. The now. With the cost of gasoline now. The price of feeding a family of 18 like Anastasia does now. The cost of getting your bulkhead rebuilt for Jackie now. Okay, so until Starfire happens for the whole planet, next key date is 2027, and then after that is 2047. Find the balance between inner and outer value. claim it. That's also the value of coaching, right? Is how do we get into our relationships with other people? Like, man, I have men supporting me I don't even know. I'm like, where did these guys come from? This is incredible. I haven't even met these people live. Look at what they're happy about. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's fantastic. Because I have claimed something. And I have worked freaking hard to claim it.
Mhm.